So the other day, my copy of Vecna Eve of Ruin arrived, and I'm going to take you through a review of this book in 10 minutes or less. Hi everybody, Ash here from the Charity Gaming Guild, bringing you a review of Vecna Eve of Ruin, the latest adventure released by Wizards of the Coast. So, what is it? Well, it's an adventure written for player characters of level 10 all the way up to level 20, and it is pretty good actually as far as it goes. I've only skim read it, I haven't read it cover to cover, but I have read the first section of the book in some pretty big detail, and the first thing you've got to remember when you pick this book up is this is something of an all-stars adventure. This book has a lot of big names in it, and this review, by the way, is going to be spoiler free. I'm not going to tell you about any of the spoilers in here, but you have Cass the Betrayer is in here. Obviously, Vecna is in here. You've got some other big names that show up as well. Mordenkainen, Tasha is in here. Tiamat gets a mention. Strahd is in here as well. This book really is great for those experienced D&D players who may have played these other adventures. There's a lot of callbacks, a lot of throwbacks to other adventures that Wizards of the Coast have released. What I love about this adventure as well is it takes you across the worlds. So this is an adventure set across the multiverse. You're going to go to the Underdark, the Astral Sea. You're going to go to Barovia. You're going to go to Avernus. It starts off in Neverwinter. You've got a whole host of places and a whole host of named characters in this book, which you can really, really enjoy. Now, this adventure kicks off at level 10 as a suggested start point and goes all the way up to level 20, which means that this adventure is really geared towards experienced players. If you're a new player to Dungeons & Dragons, this may not be the adventure for you to start with. This is for those seasoned adventurers who may have done adventures like Curse of Strahd, Baldur's Gate, Descent to Avernus, and those other adventures that link into this, and you'll get even more out of this should you have played those other adventures as well. So the book itself it's really nice. It's 256 pages. It's full colour, as you would expect. I'm aware that you can't actually see it because of the app I use to record, so I don't know. I guess it stops all the copyright issues, right? But it is a beautiful, beautiful book. Wizards of the Coast have really pulled the stops out with the artwork in this one. Even the cover artwork of Vecna is phenomenal. I love the artwork of Cass the Betrayer throughout this as well. There's my favourite piece of artwork is on page 6. If you've got the book, have a look at the half or third of a page piece of artwork they've done, which is Cass and Vecna before they had their big argument and fell out. And it's a real lovely piece of artwork. As you go through the adventure, the artwork is not just put in as a placeholder, it has a reason. So if you're looking at there's a dungeon quite early on, and there's a character in the dungeon called Shanzazim, and it's got the artwork of Shanzazim in there. So as a dungeon master, if you're using this and the artwork's on the right page as well, you've got a visual reference as well as the block of text, which is really, really nice. It really does help give the book a really lovely feel. Everything seems quite well thought through. It does suffer with what all module adventures suffer with, which is it does require a little bit of extra work from the DM. This is not a pick up and play book. The DM is going to have some idea of what they're doing. The adventure itself just requires a little bit of placement and a little bit of working around. If your players are happy being railroaded, then this adventure will work absolutely fine. If they are more likely to want to go off the beaten track at any point, you're going to have to put a lot of extra work in because of the vast number of places that this adventure is set. You're going to need to make sure that you know where Neverwinter is and what's around Neverwinter. You're going to have to make sure you're up to date with Avernus, with Barovia as well, Eberron, all these places to get the right feel into the adventure. So this is an adventure that will need a little bit of love from the DM, but it's solid, it's good. The story is really good. I really like the story in this one. It's a bit it's a bit fetch questy to begin with, and in places, but it twists and turns in ways you're not going to expect. There's a few surprises in here, which I think are awesome. I love a twist, and Wizards have done a fantastic job of putting a twist into this adventure as well. And I love Vecna. Vecna's awesome, so why not have an adventure centered around Vecna? His stat block is okay. It's all right. He's a CR26 lawful evil undead wizard, which is what you'd expect it to be. He has a rule in his stat block called Undying, which means he can't die really. So that's interesting. Obviously, Wizards are trying to keep Vecna in the story as much as possible. Perhaps we're going to see more of Vecna in the future. Who knows? Because of course we have the link in with Stranger Things and their version of Vecna. He does have some spell casting, but not as much as I would have thought he'd have. He has a few bits and pieces. He's got lots of actions. He's got a couple of reactions as well. He has 5 legendary resistances, which I think is awesome. And he's okay. He's pretty good. He is a challenge, and by the time the party encounter Vecna in this adventure, they're level 20. And it is still a challenging encounter, although at level 20 some player character builds can be a little much. You pretty much become a god in your own right. But yeah, it's still going to be a challenging fight. The DM, depending on what the party is made up of, might need to make a few amendments and a few little changes. Overall, though, it's a solid book, lovely artwork, it's well written. We've got the big fold-out map in the back as normal, and there's some really cool extra little nuances going throughout this, which hold a nice theme as you move from one chapter to another. So, what do we give this book out of 10? I'll give it a solid 7. A solid 7 out of 10 of Vecna Eve of Ruin. So that's it for our quick review of this product. If you want to see us review other adventures, drop a comment down below. Let us know what adventure books or source books or any product that has been released through Dungeons & Dragons that you want reviewing, and we'll quite happily review that. In the meantime, please like the video, subscribe and turn notifications on so that you know when we release a video next. And hopefully I will see you all around the table very soon.